TED Talk, as I'm going to start doing TED Talks for you, for the world, for people. I've been asked to do that and to share a little bit of the story. So what is the story? Are you ready for the story? The story of creation, the story of why we are here, the story of me and my existence and what did I learn and what can I share. So let's sit, relax, breathe. We always come to an event super excited to already receive, already swallow, already get the thing, already being excited to understand it, to experience it, to laugh, to cry. What about breathing? So, one of the main things I learned in life, take a breath, relax. Breathing in and out and allowing ourselves and yourself to sink in your chair, in your bed, wherever you are, listening to me, to the voice that go through me, that is now channeling and a bit excited from within with all the oxytocin and other different hormones that we learn that are operating in this body and affecting also the mind, and the mind affecting the body as well. So I always think, what is important in life? If you come across this thought sometime in your life, it means that you seek for some meaning, you seek for some importance. And there's more and more researchers and smart people that are asking themselves and many, many others, what is important in life? If you would take one thing in your life to say, this was important for me, or I wish I could have this or that, what would that be? One of the main answers that come is, I wish I could spend more time with family, with my dear ones, be it children, friends. The second thing that comes is, I wish I could fulfill my dreams. I wish I could do this and that. And that sometimes the question appears in people that already are sitting in those homes that they cannot move too much from, or they're sitting at home unable or disabled to take an airplane or jump over an airplane or climb a mountain or swim a river or run a marathon or whatever it is. And so some of the most inspiring stories, like I consider my story inspiring to me when I remember it, is to fulfill a dream, to actually make it, to make your own dream. And when we hear about all these stories of people made their dreams, sometimes it makes us feel small. It's like, what? Can I really achieve that? Can I do that? Can I climb the mountain or need a 20-meter fabric to cover a rock, or to create a several billion-dollar companies, or to be the richest guy in the world or the smartest or so on? But it doesn't matter. It's your dream, whatever your dream is, to be a ballerina, to be the best chef that you consider yourself, to be a Tai Chi master, right? To live in the furthest remote jungle place, or in freedom of being nude all day in a community of like-minded people. It doesn't matter. So what is it, the thing that you now consider the most important for you? I always ask this question. Let's take another breath and dive into, close your eyes, dive into and ask, what is most important for me in my life right now? What comes to me personally is health. So I'm crossing or crossed already the 50, which is kind of in the middle, maybe a little bit less than the middle point. But then I see how my body is changing. And what I want to strengthen is the ability to stay healthy and balanced over a long time. As long as I'm here, I want to stay balanced. What is it for you? Write it down. See how and what are the steps that you can reach into fulfilling your own dream of what is important. Most people, most answers is not about material, is not about financial freedom, being a millionaire, having hundreds of millions. It's about love, connection, health, happiness, joy, fulfillment, some inner satisfaction. So in my practice, my journey took me from flying airplanes into deep jungle, on the way letting go of all identities, of everything that was before, all the stories and the glory around past identity was released and lost. And I feel, if you ask me, that this is one main important thing, to stay with a clear mind, hopefully positive mindset, and space and flexibility to change and to grow into something else. So we talk about flexibility of mind, we talk about some kind of motivation to explore further, because if we sit in the comfortable chair of who we think we know we are and what other people identify us with, the tendency is to get lazy. So friends, there are certain hindrances or obstacles or some kind of blockages to the human mind and the body that may slow us down. You want to remember that. Imagine a slide. Laziness, doubts, hesitations, cravings, aversions, the liking and the disliking, the attachments, fears. These are the things that may stop us or slow us down from achieving our goals and fulfilling our dreams. And we need to look at them, and we need to look at them when we ask the question, what is important in our life? What do we still want to do, want to be somewhere, want to be someone that we didn't do yet, and what is stopping us? Unfortunately, our society, friends, sometimes family, they are sometimes implementing the fears and the doubts in us, that we don't need to do that, why we do that, we should do something else. So many stories that planting seeds in our subconscious and unconscious mind of obstacles, of not doing what we really want to do. So think about that. In the journey of balance, in the journey of self understanding, self realization, as the Buddha, one of my greatest teachers, said, the journey goes through introspection, into observing what is going on inside. And the inside of the vessel, which is the body, contain the mind, which is not only here, this is the higher consciousness area where all the sensory organs are, the CPU, the brain, right? But the mind, every cell in our body has consciousness composing what we can call the mind. The mind is being translating all the inputs into words, into understandings, into feelings, into emotions. Now, where is the mind? Can someone pinpoint where is your mind? Something to think about. Entonces, when we look at how and what is important in our life and how can we fulfill things, we need to look at the basics. And one of the basics for me is, how do we feel? Simply, if we feel good, we can move, we are motivated, we have a positive mindset, we have some kind of a passion in our life, in our body, in our minds, we can go and achieve things. We come motivated to the world. It's like children. The super beautiful example of seeing how we evolve and how we can continue our own evolution is looking at kids, because kids are like young trees. You plant a seed, it slowly grows, and it grows and it grows and it grows and it changes, and it builds a firm trunk, and it builds more branches, and it brings beautiful leaves, and then maybe flowers, and then fruits, and then there's a cycle until maybe it ends after 50 years, 100 years, 500 years, olive trees, fig trees, 500,000 trees, 1,000 years, and then it slows down. We are part of this cycle. It's inevitable. Even those who wanted to become immortal died, and they died actually earlier than those who understood what is balance in life and how we maintain the balance. It starts with simple steps. The steps of self-understanding, self-realization, self-awareness. To realize myself, I had to be aware of my organs, of my limbs, of the mind, of the brain, of the conscious factor. So, the physical shell, which we call body, contains the mind, all the sets of emotions, the emotional body, we can call it, all the sexual energy, the sexual body, we can call it, the mental, which can be related to the mind, but not only, the mental, the rational, the critical, that sometimes helps us and sometimes blocks us, slow us down. The physical, which is the bones, the joints, the muscles, the tendons, ligaments, blood flow, blood circulation, so the physical, and spiritual. Spiritual, spirit for me is like air, the breath, the connection of the thought that is not rational but is felt something from the outside towards the inside, that can see how we are related to the overall picture around us. If it's only on the earth or around, through the stars, through the galaxy, through the galaxies, through all creation. We are related and connected to all that. Now, if you look outside, you may say, there is a rhythm, there is consistency, there is some kind of balance, right? The main stars that we see in the skies, the planets, they don't fall. We see some meteorites sometimes falling, shooting, however you call them, sometimes to give us a smile or remind us to make a wish. But it's some kind of a further and far away experiences that some scientists say that this is million years away. How can you understand that? Can you understand what is that? Million light years away, but you see that now? What does it mean? How many millions years of time that we recognize something fell down in the skies and we observe that, ponder that. For now, think about that. There is some kind of a rhythmical cycle. That rhythm, which is on the outside, exists also on the inside. To start understanding ourselves, we need to start understanding our own rhythms. Now, there are rhythms that are mutual. They are mutual to the earth and the stars around. Seasons, summer, autumn, winter, spring, summer. In some places, you have late summer, which is the rainy and hot season. It can be a rainy summer, long summer can be late summer, and so on. Some places around the world there's only summer, winter. Some places there is dry and wet seasons. Same with our body. We are similar in the structure and yet a bit different, each one of us, based on our blood type, our molecular thing, our DNA, our genetic and pre-genetic composition and constitution. And so we have to understand our own self. We all know that food, water, and air are the fuel that we are giving ourselves in order to maintain and move. We all know that sleep is important because if you're sleep deprived, you start being non-functional. And we understand that this body has a function to carry all those emotional, sexual, sensual, mental, spiritual bodies, right? To carry them and to give us the container where we can experience the world outside. Now, if this is a container, if this is like a car, a boat, a spaceship, whatever you call it, how would you like to have your spaceship carrying all the different bodies that accumulate and make whatever you call me or you? That's a huge question because we tend to run away from it, go outside, look for some other solutions, look for some quick fix and so on. But the important thing is to observe the body, observe the cycles of what's happening in the body. When I wake up, how do I feel? After I eat this or that, how do I feel? How is my excretions, my pooping, smelling, normal, not normal, happening, not happening? How is my energy levels? How is my sleep cycle? How is my emotional state? How is my mental state? How is my clarity, focus, sharpness? All those can be changed based on your decision if you want to change them, if you feel that they are not right or they are super right. This is a little message for today to check in with yourself what on the scale of the different bodies is not in balance or not balance plus on the positive side of things. If it's not there, find ways, check in, make a mark, and say, okay, I want to take care of that. And let's look at that next time we meet. And we can go through each of those bodies and see what are the tools, what are the practices that are, again, common and relatively simple, because I believe in simplicity, not in complexity. There's enough complexity and it's just getting more. So instead of retiring to the corner of the hall and cover ourselves and say, I don't want to hear about anything, no, let's find what are simple ways to restore balance, vitality, healthy lifestyle, and inevitably a little sense of joy is happening, a little sense of self-awareness, maybe self-acceptance, and maybe even self-love. And that self-love grows into external love that not only you can feed to others, it comes back to you. And that brings a smile to the soul, to the heart, and to the face. Blessing for today. That was a spontaneous TED Talk, and see you soon.